Hello students, welcome back to the math class. Today onwards we are going to start our new topic, that is chapter number 7 as per your textbook, and the name of topic is triangles. Okay, so we shall study about the different types of triangles, what is a relation between them. So basically this topic you have covered in the earlier classes also, I suppose. If it is not, then we can study in a proper manner. Thoroughly we will study it. Okay, first of all, see in triangles what topic we have given. I am not going to discuss the types of triangles that already you know that there are different kind of triangles are there, like isosceles triangle, right angle triangle, equilateral triangle, obtuse angle triangle, okay, acute angle triangle. So there are different kind of triangles are there that already so that things we are not going to discuss in this chapter. In this chapter mainly the major part, you can say the 75% portion is given for about congruence of the triangles. At the end of the chapter we have given inequalities on the triangles also, means inequalities on the relation between the sides as well as on the angles, but that may be the deleted portion for this year, that we shall talk about later. We shall see, first of all we shall discuss the what is a congruency of two triangles. So see here we are always comparing the two given triangles and we are talking about their congruence. Okay, so first of all we should understand what is the meaning of congruent word. Congruent word means those kind of figures or those kind of objects which are exactly same. If you compare them, then you will find out they are exactly same. For example, if you see the benches of your class, okay, so you will find it one bench is congruent to another. If it is not a different size, if we say that both the benches are of similar kind, then we can say they are exactly in same size and same shape. Similarly, if you compare any other object, for example, suppose if you compare the two pens of the similar company, similar brand, then we can say that they are also congruent. Okay, so you will find out many objects in the world which are exactly same. For example, two twins, brothers or sisters, you will say that they are also congruent. However, they are not exactly congruent, we can say. But suppose if you want to adopt this concept, we can assume yes, they are looking absolutely same. They have the same height, they have the same what we can say weight, they have the same physical appearance. So we can say they are also congruent. So here we shall talk about the congruency of two triangles. So how can we say that the two triangles are congruent? Before that, see what is the definition is given to us about congruent figures. Okay, so in general, it is not applicable only on triangle, it is applicable on any kind of figure. It can be a triangle, it can be a rectangle, it can be a square, circle, any figure, whichever you can think, a geometrical figure we can talk about. So two figures, definition is given in such a way, the two figures are congruent if they have same shape and same size. For example, a triangle and a rectangle cannot have the same shape, right? So shape should be same. Second thing, the size should be also same. Size means one triangle is smaller and one triangle is bigger. That cannot be possible, because if one triangle side and another triangle side does not match, they are not equal. So we can say that they are also not in the same size. So first of all, their shape should be same and their size should be same. Now in the context of triangle, how we can define these things in a more particular manner. Okay, we cannot say that okay, this triangle is looking of same size, these two triangles, so we can say that yes, they are congruent. No, here congruent they have defined in a more particular manner. That's why the separate chapter is given in your syllabus. Okay, so first let us see the what is a definition is given for the congruent triangles. So first we shall discuss the definition of congruent triangles. So congruent triangles is basically what? You can see there are two separate conditions given to us. Before I explain you the that two conditions, I will explain to you what is the meaning of corresponding word, because as you can see in the first part it is given to us the corresponding pair of angles are equal. So we shall understand what is the meaning of here corresponding word. For example, if I draw one triangle and if I draw one more triangle, I will make a copy of this. Yes. So this is my second triangle. Now, since we are going to compare these two triangles first. Okay. So first triangle name I am giving here as A, B and C. Similarly, the second triangle is P, Q and then R. Okay. Now, if I ask you in these two triangles, which two vertex are coming at the top of the triangles? Means corresponding means what exactly? That you are going to have a similar kind of location. Okay. So you see the two vertex which are coming at the top of the triangle ABC and triangle PQR. So which two are there? Definitely you will see on the triangle ABC vertex A is coming and triangle PQR the vertex P is coming. So here we shall say A is corresponding to P. Okay. Similarly, if I ask you which two vertex of both the triangles are coming at your left side, so you will say the vertex B is corresponding to the vertex Q. Similarly, C is corresponding to the vertex R. Okay. So here we shall say A and P are corresponding, B and Q are corresponding, and similarly C and R are also corresponding to each other. Okay. So here we can discuss about the vertex those who are corresponding. Same way we can talk about the angles those who are corresponding. Similarly, if I say angle A and angle P are corresponding, angle B and angle Q are corresponding, angle C and angle R are also corresponding. If we talk about the side, which sides are corresponding? So observe, if I say AB is coming at the left side and in triangle PQR, PQ is coming at the left side. So AB is corresponding to PQ. Similarly, those two sides which are coming at the base, that will be BC and QR are corresponding. Okay. And the sides which are coming at the left side, that will be AC and PR. So AC and PR are also corresponding to each other. Right. So here corresponding means those two sides or angles or vertex which have the same location in both the figures. So here they are talking about corresponding angle pair are equal. So observe, if I see the figure below, because this figure little bit I made in this form which you do not find out easily the corresponding pair of angle or the sides. So observe angle A and angle P, we can say, because here they did not mark these two angles are equal. Suppose if I mark this angle and this angle is equal. Similarly, if I mark angle B and angle Q, if I mark equal, and same way if I mark angle C and angle R are equal. Okay. So observe angle A and angle P, we can say they are corresponding to each other. If this triangle PQR I rotate in the 180 degree and clockwise or anti-clockwise, then you see the P will come at the top and angle A and angle P definitely they will corresponding to each other. Similarly, angle B and angle Q, angle C and angle R will be also corresponding to each other. And if these corresponding pair of angles are equal, we will say that the first condition would be satisfied over here. Okay. Similarly, there is second part, corresponding side pairs are equal. So corresponding side pairs are equal means those sides which are corresponding to each other, if they are equal, we can say yes, the corresponding side pair will be also equal here. You can see this figure if you have some confusion. See AB and PQ are corresponding. So if AB and PQ I get equal here, I will say one pair of corresponding side I got equal. Similarly, I will get the another pair also. So see, in the figure we have given the values over there. Look at the value of side AB. Side AB is here 4.5 and side PQ is here 4.5. So we can say that AB and PQ are equal. So one pair of corresponding side is also I got equal. Similarly, look at the side BC and QR. So see, AB I can say it is given 4.5 if I mark over here, and this is also 4.5 PQ, and BC given here 5 and QR is also given 5. Okay, so BC and QR are also given equal, and see we got the corresponding pair equal, not the other one. Okay, as in the figure you can see BC and QR I got equal, which is also the another corresponding pair, and AC and PR is also 4 centimeter. So this is also 4 and this is also 4. So observe the third corresponding pair also I got equal over here, and I can say that all the corresponding pair of the sides are given equal to me. So total 6 things are required to be proved equal if the triangles we want to show congruent. Okay, which 6 things we required? 3 corresponding pair of angle. Angle A should be equal to P, angle B should be equal to angle Q, and angle C is equal to angle R. Similarly, 3 corresponding sides pair should be equal. AB and PQ should be equal. BC and QR should be equal. AC and PR should be also equal. So we can say that if this all 6 things are equal, as given 3 things are given in condition number 1 and 3 are given in condition number 2. So we can say that the triangles would be congruent. Okay, so congruent figure definition is very simple. Same shape, same size. Here shape is definitely same, both are triangles only. So first condition, there is no confusion, the shapes are same, but size, how we can define, they are same. So the defining the same size, we require 2 things here equal. All the pair of corresponding angle should be equal, and all the pair of corresponding side should be also equal. Okay, so here we can say that these 2 things are required equal. Now the problem is, when we shall deal these things in the terms of problems, then we will not get each and every time the triangles are congruent so easily. For example, in one of the questions they say prove that 2 triangles are congruent. Some given is there, but that given is not enough to prove this all 6 things are equal. 6 things means the 3 angles and 3 sides. So that is not sufficient for us. So in that case, what shall we do it? In that case, we take a help of congruency theorem. Congruency theorem uses only 3 things out of the 6. They use maybe all the 3 sides they can take, or they take the combination of side and angles, means some side and some angle. If we are able to prove in a particular manner they are equal, we can say that the triangles will be congruent. Means we need not to prove all the side and all the angles are equal so as to prove the required triangles to be congruent. We can prove some side and some angles, maybe 2 side, 1 angle, 2 angle, 1 side, like that combination we can make, and we can prove that the triangles are congruent, and that method is defined under the congruency criteria that we are going to study now. So see the first criteria here. First criteria is given here, side angle side congruence rule. Side angle side congruence rule, what does it says? As the name suggests, 2 side and 1 angle should be equal. Okay, but remember, any 2 side and any 1 angle, if it is equal, then the task will not be fulfilled. For example, look at the triangle ABC and triangle PQR. First, we shall read the statement here. 2 triangles are congruent if 2 sides and the included angle of one triangle. Here the things we need to mark: included angle. Okay, so included angle of one triangle are equal to the side and included angle of the other triangle. I will make it clear. See, 2 triangles you are looking over here. So what are the different cases can be possible? Means how we can get the triangles would be congruent under side angle side congruency theorem. So first case. So in triangle ABC and in triangle PQR, what it can be possible? So let us see triangle ABC and triangle PQR. Okay, I can say AB, as you can see in the figure. First you see AB and PQ are given equal, right? So one pair of corresponding side is given equal. AB and PQ are the corresponding side. Similarly, you observe BC and QR is also given equal, and that is also one of the corresponding pair. So BC and QR is also given equal. So the first condition, two corresponding pair of sides required to be given equal or required to be proved equal. Okay, so that is given to us. Now you require that angle which is coming in between these two sides. So observe between the side AB and side BC, which angle is coming here? Angle B. Okay, so see angle B, and similarly between the side PQ and QR, which angle is coming? Angle Q. So angle Q is required to be proved equal to angle B. That is given already equal. Okay, so as per the figure we can say that side angle side theorem is applicable. If I wish to apply a second case over here, okay, suppose if I apply the case number second. So in that case, for example, if I take any other two sides, for example, in the question we have provided AB is equal to PQ. Second, BC is equal to, sorry, BC I will not take, I will take another pair now. Suppose I will take here AC is equal to PR. Okay, so now suppose in the question AB and PQ are given equal, AC and PR are given equal, then we need to take the angle between AB and AC and PQ and PR to be proved equal. So which angle is there between AB and AC? That is angle number A. So we require here angle A is equal to PQ and PR, that is angle number P. Okay, so angle A and angle P should be equal over here, right? Then we can say that yes, side angle side will be applicable. Let us see one more case which is possible under the side angle side theorem. Suppose if I take now BC is equal to QR. Suppose in the question we have given that BC and QR are equal. Suppose we have given that AC is equal to PR. So see, if these two corresponding sides are given equal, so along with this side, which angle should be equal over here? Observe BC and QR corresponding, AC and PR, they are also corresponding. So which angle is coming between BC and AC? BC and AC, the angle is coming here angle C, and between between QR and PR, the angle is coming here angle number R. So you required here angle C would be equal to angle R. So that is required thing. Remember, any two corresponding side could be given equal to you, but in that two corresponding side you require the included angle between the taken sides. Okay, so suppose you are taking BC and QR equal, AC and PR equal, suppose it is given in the question. So between BC and AC, which angle is coming? That you think between QR and PR, which angle is coming? So that particular angle should be only equal, the included angle between the considered side. Okay, so side angle side theorem says two side and one included angle, if it is given equal to you, the triangle will be always congruent, means the remaining corresponding part will be also equal, and hence the triangle would be congruent. Okay, so suppose if you have taken two sides and one angle we have given equal in the question, so we can say that with the help of side angle side theorem, the remaining corresponding part will be also equal and triangle will become congruent in that case. Similarly, let us see the second theorem. Second theorem is given here as angle side angle congruence rule. Now see, it is just opposite to side angle side. In side angle side we have taken two side and one included angle. Here we shall take any two angle and a side included between the two angles. So see, here given to us two triangles are congruent if two angles and the included side of one triangle are equal to the angles and the included side of other triangle. See, as per the figure, whatever the things are given equal, first I will take that case. So case number 1, first case is, suppose it may possible, means we can say there are different possibilities are there, because different sides can be there, but each and every case will follow angle side angle. So I am showing you what are the cases can be possible here. So in triangle ABC and triangle DEF, that we shall write down here first. In triangle ABC and triangle DEF. In triangle ABC and triangle DEF. Now see, first of all look at the figure. Angle B is given equal to angle E. So we can say that angle B is equal to angle E. Because see, here one equal mark and here also one equal mark is given. So angle B and angle E are given equal. So one corresponding pair of angle is given equal. Similarly, observe angle C is equal to angle F, because there are two double marks are given. So angle C and angle F are equal. Now observe these two angles, this angle and this angle. Similarly, E and F are given equal. So which side is coming between that two pair of angles? So observe, the side is coming between them is BC and EF. As per the figure, BC and EF are also given to us equal. So we can say that by angle side angle, the triangle will become congruent. Suppose if I take one more case, suppose I say here the case, if I take, suppose I take one more case, I say angle B, and if I take angle E are equal, okay, and angle A and angle D are equal, okay, B and E are equal and angle A and angle D are equal. Suppose we have given in the question these two pair of corresponding angles are given equal. Then in that case, which side should be equal to prove that the triangles will be congruent? So see, which side is coming between angle B and angle A. Look at angle B here. This is my angle B and this is my angle A. So observe, this side is coming between angle B and angle A. So we can say that AB will be one of the sides here, and which side is coming between angle D and angle E? That will be DE. So AB and DE should be equal to us. Okay. Similarly, if I take one more case, for example, suppose I take, we have given that here angle A is equal to angle D, and if I take angle C is equal to angle F. I am making the combination of different types of angles. Okay, so as per that combination of angle, which side should be equal to, which side should be given equal to us, that we can see. So angle A and angle D are given equal, C and F are given equal to us. So between these two pair of angle, which side is coming? Angle A and angle C, one side is coming here AC, and angle D and angle F, that side is coming here DF. So AC and DF should be also required to be equal. Then we can say that the triangles will be congruent. So if you want to apply angle side angle, you will have either this option, this is option number 1, this is your option number 2, and this will be your option number 3. Okay, so any of the option can be applicable, means you can take the two angle and one included side by these three options basically. Okay, now let us see quickly the similar theorems given to us. Now see, we have given that side congruency rule. Side congruency rule is very simple. All the three sides should be equal. All the three corresponding pair of side should be equal. So here there is only one case. So suppose this is my triangle A, B, C, and this is my triangle, if I say D, then 4.5 is given here. Fine, there is not a problem. We can take any name here, D, E and F. Okay, so observe here we have given that AB is equal to CF. So one side is I got here AB is equal to CF. Similarly, the second one is given here, BC is equal to EF, and the third one is given to us equal, that is AC and DE. So AC and DE are given equal to us. So see, these three pair of corresponding sides are given equal to us. Actually, it is not looking corresponding because the figure is not made properly. If I make the vertex D at the top and E and F if I take at the downside, they will observe the corresponding sides are only given equal to us. So if these three sides are given equal corresponding side, so with the help of side congruency rule, we can say that triangles will be congruent. So here in this theorem, there is no scope of explanation much more over here. We can simply say that the three pair of corresponding sides should be equal. No angle required equal, including this one. Okay. Now similarly, we can discuss the second last theorem of this topic, that is right hypotenuse side theorem. Okay, RHS congruence rule. The full name of this theorem is right hypotenuse side congruency rule. If in two triangles the hypotenuse and one side of one triangle are equal to the hypotenuse of one side of other triangle, then the two triangles are congruent. See, the statement is given in a very complicated manner. For your convenience, I have made this figure. So suppose this figure name, if I take A, B, and this one I will take C. Similarly, this one I will take P, Q, and then R. Okay. So these two triangles, if I take, first of all, the condition number 100%, what condition required? The condition number 1, both triangles, to apply this theorem, both triangles should be right triangles. Okay, if they are right triangles, means their one angle should be 90 degree. This is your condition number 1. Second condition is their hypotenuse should be equal. Hypotenuse should be equal. Observe in both the triangle, who is the hypotenuse? In a right angle triangle, the side comes opposite to the angle of 90 degree is called their hypotenuse. So in the triangle ABC, AC will be the hypotenuse, and in triangle PQR, PR is the hypotenuse. So observe in the figure, AC and PR are given equal to us. And the third condition, out of the two remaining corresponding pair, see AC and PR we are saying equal, they are hypotenuse. So which two pairs are remaining? One is remaining AB and PQ, second one is remaining BC and QR. So either AB should be equal to PQ, means out of the two remaining corresponding pair, AB should be equal to PQ, or you required BC is equal to QR. Any one remaining corresponding pair should be equal. So as per the figure you observe, BC and QR are given equal. It may be given to you AB and PQ also equal. So here we can say that one case is, first case we can say the one angle should be of 90 degree. So suppose angle B is equal to angle Q is equal to 90 degree. That is your first one. Second thing, we can say the hypotenuse should be equal. So if hypotenuse I am taking here, so AC is equal to PR. Okay, that is required equal. And from the remaining corresponding pair of side, any one should be equal. As I have written here, AB is equal to PQ. Either you require AB is equal to PQ, or we can say BC is equal to QR you required. Okay. So right hypotenuse side theorem will have two cases. In the two cases, the first two conditions will be same. B is equal to Q is equal to 90 and AC is equal to PR. And the third value will only change here. The third value, either AB will be equal to PQ or PC will be equal to QR. So third condition says the any one remaining corresponding pair should be equal. Okay, so we will get either BC and QR equal or AB and PQ equal. But compulsorily you required here one pair of hypotenuse should be equal and the triangle should be of right angle triangle. Means one angle should be of 90 degree. The last theorem we shall discuss. The next session we shall start the questions. So see, angle side congruence rule. It is one of the corollary of angle side angle. So see, in angle side angle we have seen the two angle and the one side included between them should be equal. But what happens if the included side is not equal? Then also the triangle would be congruent. Here suppose if I take this triangle as A, B, C, we can see this theorem quickly because this theorem is applicable also in some of the questions, so you can use it. Triangle P, Q and R. I see angle B and angle Q are equal, one thing, and if I given to us angle C and angle R is also equal to us. Now you will look the side between the two angles, means you will say that BC and QR should be also equal. No need. Angle side angle says the side required between the two angles. Okay, but suppose if I say here AB and PQ are equal given to me. So see, basically what I have, angle B is equal to angle Q, angle C is equal to angle R. Okay, and then AB is equal to PQ. AB and PQ are also given equal, right? So we can say here the sequence is going to form. See, I am starting from angle number C, angle, side. Okay, so in that sequence also we can say the triangle will become congruent. So in short we can say that angle side angle you apply or angle side you apply, the side doesn't matter. If the side is the included one, the name will change. You will write down angle side angle, and if the side is not included one, you will write down the name as angle side. So in short I can say the two angle and one side, if it is given to you equal, triangles will be 100% congruent. Any two corresponding angle pair and any one corresponding side pair, if it is given equal to you, the triangles will be 100% congruent without looking a proper sequence. Only you have to say the name properly. If that corresponding side is the included one, you will say the theorem is applicable here, angle side angle, and if it is not an included one, we'll say it is by angle side. Okay, here I have taken AB is equal to PQ. I can take here AC is equal to PR also. Okay, then also we can say that angle side angle will be applicable. Here I can take AC is equal to PR. So then also you see angle side is applicable. Start reading from angle number B. So angle number B, A, angle, then again C, that is also angle, and then side is coming AC. So angle, side, that is also possible to say. So remember angle side and angle side angle, actually they are just a supplementary of each other. Two angle and one side be required equal. Okay, if it is the included one, we'll say angle side angle is applicable, and if it is the non-included side we have taken, we shall say angle side will be there. Okay, so next time we shall start the questions of this chapter. You read the all theorems properly, because when we shall start the questions, we require the use of this all congruency theorem. Okay, thank you.